Hello everyone, welcome to the Humble Servant Homesteads. Today I am out here, I'm working on a feeder for my goats and sheep. Guys, as you guys know, that if you go on out to the store and shop around for these things, they're running you around $200 to $300 for what I'm making here. And that's what pushed me to build this structure here, because you think about coming out with $300 for something that I can make myself, and I'm going to take you guys along with me today while I'm getting it done. So what I did here, these are 10-foot poles that I have. I went ahead and went down in the ground about, I want to say 2 foot deep, and I went ahead, got some cement, poured down into the ground. Let that sit for about 24 hours. Actually, I let it sit for 2 days so I can get them nice and dry. Now guys, as you guys can see, I have me some T-posts here at the ends, and what the T-post is for is so I can make sure that when I'm building this structure here, I can be level. You definitely want to be level, guys, and here I have a string leveler on this string to make sure that I'm leveling. That's what I did down here at the bottom. So what I did is came all the way down with my string on each corner and just run my level along the string just to make sure that it is nice and level, guys. And also what I did here, because I don't want this 2x4 here to be pushing out on this 4x4, I went ahead and I put a notch inside of the 4x4, guys. And what I did, went ahead and put it on in, and as you guys can see, it is very flush. You want everything to be nice and flush and also tight. So once you go ahead and start putting it together, and the goats, they'll come, they'll probably try to buck on it, they'll try to stand on it and all that different kind of stuff, and you definitely want to make sure everything is buckled down nice and tight and strong. So guys, and just giving you guys a vision of what I'm doing here, this bottom piece here is for my trough. Hope I'm saying that right. So once I go ahead and put my hay in, and say for instance, whatever hay that the goats pull out and maybe say fell on the ground, it won't fell directly on the ground, but it fell on this trough right here that I have. I know you guys can't see just yet because I haven't completed, but I'm going to take you guys along with me. So this piece right here, I'm just pretty much getting it inside. Alright, come on around to the back, and a couple here. Come on in. Guys, I have my 4x4 here. Now this 4x4 here is going to come right here in the middle, just here. And the reason for this 4x4 is so once I go ahead and put my plywood, you want to put a piece of plywood going across here. So that's what's going to catch all your grass and get your hay, goats, trying to go around and fall on the bottom. They can eat it at a later date. Guys, like I said, remember, nothing goes to waste here on the homestead, guys. These right here is repurposed lumber that I'm using, and so now I got this in here. What I'm gonna do, go ahead and get my level, guys. We want everything to be nice and level. Alright, so now that I got that put in, go ahead and get us some more screws. there. If it can hold me, I know it should be able to hold some goats. That's nice and strong right there, guys. Alright, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and cut me another piece of 4x4. And, you know, I do want to give you guys, you know, the measurements and stuff like that. And whenever you're making it, it's all up to the size that you need. You know, not because I make mine this big or that big. You know, if you have a couple of goats, you can make a smaller one than this. It doesn't have to be the exact size that I'm making it here. So, you know, the length of this right here is 70 inches, guys. And, you know, it's kind of hard to tell from the ground because the ground is not exactly level. So I'm not going to do from the ground up, but from right here where I'm going to be having my other 4x4 going, this point here, I'm going to have my cattle panels or goat panels to go at an angle to where that once the hay in can shoot down to the bottom here. That's where they'll be eating the top of this right here, where I have this from the base here to this point is 10 inches. Alright, so I'm gonna come on over here and get my 4x4 cut. And see how I got it nice and snug in there. Whenever you're making yours, you want to make sure you have it nice and snug. You know, you just got to cut it. So for instance, this is 70 inches. I just cut it just a little, maybe about, what do I say, half, maybe about, just a little bit longer than, you know, the length of this here, so that way you can get it nice and snug. Guys, that right there is nice and level. That's what we need. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is put a couple more screws in. So next step is going to be the top. Okay, and so what I'm going to be doing here, guys, so the top where I'm going to be, the hay and stuff going to be going in, the height of that is going to be 32 inches. All right. Guys, just so you know that, you know, of course you see me not, I'm not using no blueprint. It's just coming from right here, guys. You know, so that's where it's coming from. And because I know that this point right here is already level and it's just right, so I'm gonna go ahead and base, you know, what I'm doing here from this point. So if I'm coming up here at 32 inches to the top, Once I go ahead and I put my other points on, guess what, guys? I should be level as well because I'm working from this base right here, which is already level. Okay? But I would still go ahead and put my level on it just to make sure that everything is nice and level, guys. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and actually thinking, should I, probably use a 2x4 up here on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my 2x4, put it on here from this point, put it on, and go ahead and get my Sawzall and cut a notch out so I can get it the same way how I got down here at the bottom, guys. Alright, and when you do the notch like that, that just gives you a little bit more stability, so that way it's not right here on the edge and, move a little bit. So with that notch like that, give you a little bit more stability. Alright, guys, so back shortly. So this 4x4 here is going to be the piece that's going to come right in here. So I'm just going ahead and also going to notch this piece here out as well. Alright, guys, and that's it right there. Nice and flush in the back. That's good. So now we're going to go ahead and tack her in. So what we're going to do is go ahead and duplicate the same thing. I'll go ahead and do the same thing over there on that side and be right back. Yeah, guys, so we are back. So what we're going to be working on right now is the trough. I got a piece of plywood there that I'm going to be dropping on the bottom, and so we're going to go ahead on over here and cut out the notch for the 4x4 to drop it on in. Okay, so crank up the generator, guys, and excuse me for the noise. So now that we got the notch cut out here, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring it on over here, and I'm just praying that we're going to have a nice fit right off the bat. Let's see what happens. Ah, that's good right there, guys. That is good. I don't think we could get it no better than that. And then so what I'm going to do is get my handy dandy drill, and we're going to go ahead and tack it down on all four corners. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is put this piece back on. I had to take this piece off to drop this in, so just putting it back in. what I'm gonna do right now is get my 2x4s, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these two braces on up top. And what that's gonna be for is, once I come with my 1x's, I'm gonna actually 1x4, I'm actually gonna strip them in half, and I'm gonna tether them along, so that way once I put my hay in, you know, it'll work just right to feed the goats. But I'm gonna show you guys in just a second. Guys, so what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and work on the border for the trough. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it to spec. That way we have everything lined up just right. Solid. I'm loving it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get the measurements. These little part right here, guys. Alright, so that is 10 5/8. All the little scraps that we have here, I'm going to go ahead and use up all these scraps. guys. So guess what? That's it right there down there on the bottom. So this right here, guys, is gonna be used as a dual purpose feeder. So whenever I want to feed the goats and the sheep, you know, maybe a little bit of grain or something like that, this right here is where I'll come in, throw my grain, and they will be able to eat from here, which I'm going to do a demonstration for you guys once this is completed, so you can see how it's going to work just great. So now, guys, and it's also going to be used to help to catch all the grass and stuff that they pull out, you know, and maybe falling on the ground and everything like that. That would also, this right here will also be able to use for that purpose as well. So now what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to go over here and get them, and we're going to strip them and, you know, cut them to length. And what we're going to do is, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring them in just like this and put them different, you know, I want to go for about 4 inches wide once I go ahead and start putting them in. So that way, you know, it's just enough room where they can put their mouth in and pull out just enough grass and not too much, because we don't want to waste the grass, guys, or the hay that we'll be using. So I'm going to go ahead and strip these right here in half, and we're going to go ahead and start laying them. Okay, folks, and what I'm gonna do is, so y'all can, you know, get an idea of what I did right here. So this is a 2x4 right here that we cut, and this is what I'm using to get my spacing. I was using the tape measurement coming down and spacing them, but of course, you know, that took a little bit of time. So my brother there told me, hey, let's use a 2x4 and put in between, and that's what we're doing, guys. And it's a perfect spacing. And so that's the spacing right there that we're looking at. And guys, I'm actually here using 3-inch deck screws on this project here. And so just pretty much, you know, pushing it so I can get it real nice and tight. And just coming behind this screw gun and just putting it in, guys. And that's it. And we're just going to give you a quick little overview of what we done did here so far, so you can see the idea of what we're doing. And what I'm gonna do Now, since we got everything done here, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my sawzall, and I'm gonna just come here on the top, take all of these off, all these excess wood on top, and then guys, you're gonna really be able to see the vision here that we pictured and what we trying to accomplish here, guys. All right, so give me just a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the sawzall and get the cutting, guys. Guys, and look at it. Now you can actually see what it is that we're doing here, and you know, man, I'm just amazing that we got it done, because you know, I've been feeding the goats and the sheep out of a little, you know, pan, and now I got this right here done. You know, it's not exactly done yet. So what we're going to be working on next is the roof, guys. You know, definitely want to protect the hay from getting wet, because if you guys raised goats in the past, you already know that goats is an animal. They are very funny when it comes to their food. To get wet or anything like that, they don't want to eat it anymore. They go ahead and play around it and all that different kind of stuff. And so we're going to put a roof on top of here to avoid all of that. And so we're going to work on the roof now. Once we get done with the roof, we're going to go ahead and clean this out, clean out all the dust. We're going to go ahead and throw some grain down on the bottom so you guys can see how that worked right there. And then we're going to come on top and we're going to go ahead and put some hay in so you guys can see how perfect this is right here. And like I said, this right here cost me time. I'm not going to count time, but as far as lumber, $20, guys, that I had to spend to get the 2x4s from Lowe's. And as you guys know right now, the price of lumber is sky high. So what I did when I went out there is I went ahead and I got the lumbers that was damaged. You know, damaged lumber. I'm telling you, they still work as good as if you was getting the lumber that was not damaged. You know, you just got to know how to work around them, get all the kinks and stuff out. But guys, all it cost me to build this right here is $20. All the rest of this lumber that you see here is just scrap lumber, stuff that was around the yard. Actually, I had a brother that had some pallets, you know, from our church, blessed me with these right here. And this is what you see right here, guys, just pretty much scrap lumber. As you can see as well, that it's a pretty nice piece. Now, what I'm going to do later on down when I get through is I'm going to put maybe a couple of 4x4 or 2x4 on the end, guys. The only thing I don't like is when I go ahead and shake it like that. I mean, you know, it holds up and everything like that, but I want to get that shake from out of it, you know, because I know somewhere around here on the homestead, I'm gonna have a goat that's gonna want to walk up to this here and just buck the mess out of it, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some 2x4 or 4x4 around it just to get that shake out of it, so that way it'll be real nice and sturdy and it won't move. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get the measurement now for the roof, and we're gonna go ahead and throw the roof on. You know, I'm not gonna make anything fancy up there, but it's gonna be good enough to keep the water off of the hay. All right. Okay guys, so for the roofing, all I'm doing right here is getting a 2x4, and I cut it, I want to say 7 feet, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it straight across on the feeder, on the top, guys. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come behind with my other 2x4, which is about 4 foot long, and put it across like so. And then I'm gonna get my my tin roof and run it across. Oh, gotta change out a bit. I gotta get one straight across, just for extra support. Guys, and so now what we have to do, which I'm gonna go grab, and also grab a longer ladder, but we're gonna go ahead and go grab the tin, come back in, put it on the top, and that's gonna be the finishing touch. And we're gonna go ahead and blow this thing out here, and then come back with the feed, get the goats and the sheep up here so you guys can see how we're gonna get it done. Be right back. Remember, it's just a little simple roof here, guys, and you know, I didn't cut it to length. I went ahead and leave a little hangover here because I know that these goats are going to use this right here. This part particular spot over here is sheltered. So I just say, you know what, I'll go ahead and leave it up. So just in case if they're eating and it's raining or anything like that, they can come on over and get out the rain. Because of course, you know, goats don't really like rain, guys. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and get a bale of hay. We're gonna go ahead and drop it in. And so you guys can see a demonstration of how this here work, this feeder. And then what we're gonna do after that, we're gonna go ahead and come back with some grain. Because I know if we put the grain in first, they're gonna eat the grain and not eat the grass. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some hay and see you guys shortly. All right, guys. So here we have this peanut hay, and they're already eating it. Let's go ahead and get it on in. And that's it right there, guys. Slide that baby on in. Look at that. Perfect fit, guys. That is nice there. Cannot get it any better than that. No better than that, guys. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the string cut on here so we can open it on up and so that they can go ahead and do their thing. Hey. Gonna go ahead and leave them alone and let them go ahead and eat a little bit. That way I don't scare them. As you guys can see how the stuff is falling down on the trough, and look at what she's doing. She's eating it up off of there. Now if that was off on the ground, she probably wouldn't have fooled with it. That's it right there, guys. And so what we're going to do right now, since y'all see the demonstration of them eating the hay out of the trough, the feeder, now I'm going to go ahead and get some grain. So you guys can see them in action eating corn. You guys can see, you know, we had a good demonstration here of how this nice feeder here work, guys. And of course, you know, we want to thank each and every one of you out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. If you like what we are doing here on the homestead, go ahead, give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and blessings to everyone.